love to read and write poetry, then we have the perfect class for you.
Yeah, joining us this morning to talk about a special workshop on poetry are Christopher Sullivan with the Royal River Community Players and Maya Williams, who is the former poet laureate from Portland. Thanks for coming on, you guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, first of all, Christopher, talk about the 10-week workshop that's coming up and how fun it is.
So we are starting our winter sessions of classes on the 27th. And so we wanted to do something a little different than we normally do. Normally it's acting classes and performance classes and show how broad performing arts is. And so we partnered with Maya, who's going to be running those sessions for us.
Sounds amazing. And Maya, how long have you been writing poetry? How did you get into this? And tell us about being the poet laureate.
Yeah, I've been writing poetry for a very long time, ever since I was a kid. But as far as spoken word poetry, I had been involved in it since late high school and was competing in collegiate slams all throughout my undergrad. And then the poet laureateship came between July 2021 and July 2024. I just really love engaging in poetry through community, so I'm really excited for these classes. I'm very grateful to Chris for having me facilitate them.
Yeah, and Christopher, this is something for all ages, right? The workshop.
We are. We're running classes for middle schoolers, teens, and adults. Our mission is to do performing arts for all ages. And so one of Maya's specialty, in addition to being an accomplished poet, is being a great educator and making this type of art form accessible to young people as well as adults. We did a little bit of an open house last weekend, and I'm not a performer. I run a theater, but I have a lot of stage fright. And so I went to the open house as a participant because for me, I wanted to kind of get over that fear in the new year. And so Maya made it very accessible and I felt safe.
You wrote such a beautiful piece. You did.
Had a lot of fun. You're very generous, but thank you.
I can definitely relate to stage fright, when it comes to playing a musical instrument or public speaking. How do you make these students, no matter what the age, you feel really comfortable sharing their creative work?
Absolutely. Wanting to make space for folks to just be themselves, wanting to make space for folks to make sure that pressure is removed from them, and formatting everything as an invitation, not an obligation, and that helps reduce the tension a bit for sure. And it also helps that we get to look at other poets too and learn about their background and their history and discuss them before talking about our own poetry.
Let's talk about one of the things in the workshops is a slam. The first thing I think of is a breakfast or a slam dunk in basketball. Tell folks what a slam is.
I'd love to tell you what a slam is. So a slam is a competitive form of poetry, a competitive form of spoken word. So you have judges give their own subjective scores for whatever reason on the poems being performed. So so all slam is spoken word, but not all spoken word is slam.
Oh, there you go. And what has the response been just from the community so far? I know it starts up soon. Are people already signed up? Are they excited?
So we're still taking registrations. The classes are running, and so we have enough interest that they are going to run, so people can safely sign up without fear of cancellation. But we have spots left. It is a new art form, and so one of the reasons why we're doing the free open houses is to let people try it. And see that it is fun and it's a really great way to explore your creativity without the pressure of, being in front of an audience of 91 people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Maya, let's talk about creativity. A lot of people think poetry, it's got to rhyme. That is not the case at all.
No,
it can really be just about anything, right?
Yes, it can be just about anything, and that's what I love about poetry, is how it can be about anything, and you can write in whatever format you please. You can write in whatever form you please. You can write in free verse. You get to truly do anything with it. Typically, I like to tell people, if someone is like, hey, I don't really like poetry, I'm like, that's fine. You didn't have the best teacher that let you do whatever you wanted to do. That's why you don't like poetry. So. Yeah.
I imagine that some of the students maybe are shocked to hear that the creativity can just run wild.
Yeah.
Are you sometimes just shocked by what people can come up with, even people who have never done poetry before?
It's such a nice kind of shock, because typically I work with people who are often like, I don't know what to write. I'm just like, insert insightful thing here, and I was like, you can literally write what you just said down. Are you kidding me? You're a genius.
Yeah. And now the people that want to take some of the classes start on the 27th, I mean, it costs money, but there's a way to, if you can't afford it, to take part too.
Yeah, so people can go to our website to sign up, www.rscp.me. We try to make it accessible. It's $15 a week for 10 weeks. But if we don't want cost to be a barrier for anybody. Art should be accessible. And so we do have scholarships available. Information is on our website. They can email me for more information. It's a very accessible, confidential process. And so, yeah, if somebody's feeling like, oh, I'd love to take that class, but I just don't have the money right now, it's after Christmas, send me an email and, you know, we'll figure something out.
Please sign up anyway, please. Yes.
It sounds like an amazing experience, truly.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's kind of a lost art. I mean, right? I mean, I remember people, when they were in love, they used to write poetry to their loved ones, you know, to their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their wife, their husband, whatever. You know, so we want to continue that somehow.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Sounds good. We can be a poet. Didn't know it, right?
All right.